All right, so we have Chukwudi Abuja with us again this Friday. Many thanks for joining us, Chukwudi. How you doing?
You'll get to know why I'm beaming from ear to ear in a short while. Hello, Victor.
Good to see
Morning.
you, Chukwudi.
Same here. The feeling is mutual. Yes.
And you are in almost all black?
Victor, time for newspaper
Does it say
review.
something about the mood? Yeah, Ray, let's go.
All right, let's look at what the papers have this morning. We'll begin with the Business NG this morning, and looking at the Business NG. All right, looks like we'll have to begin with the Guardian. All right, so let's look at the Guardian quickly. The lead story on the Guardian, of course, is June 12, and it says President Nigerians differ on progress impact 32 years after. And above the masthead of the Guardian, or just below the masthead of the Guardian this morning, we have NNPC remains 4.7 trillion naira as oil revenue shortfall hits at $5.7 billion. Details on page 3. And of course, still on June 12, Soludo Fashola Jega advocate electoral reforms, national rebirth. And one passenger survives a plane crash. Plane crash kills 260 in India. Very sad report that came in yesterday. May the souls of the departed rest in peace, of course. And looking away from that now, the picture story is that of the president at the National Assembly yesterday, and the caption under the picture story is Democracy Day. Tinubu honors Alex Ibru, Kudirat Nwosu, Akiyemi, others with national awards. Some other stories, we have emergency services at risk, over 80% blood shortage in hospitals. Viola family seeks legislation to institutionalize June 12. Alia accuses religious leaders of fueling insecurity in Benue, is also right here. And windstorm kills 6, injures 30 in Taraba. Finally, on the front page of The Guardian, we have Bastis must score 70% in 4 key areas to get full NUC accreditation. This according to the federal government. All right, let's see the Business NG quickly now. Business NG, of course, leads with a business story. EcoBank unseats Zenith in major shake-up of Nigeria's Tier 1 banks. British passenger survives Air India crash that killed 241. That's on page 2 of the Business NG. Above the masthead, EFCC files $1 billion fraud charges against CBEX crypto exchange promoters. And Tinubu grants presidential pardon to Ken Sarawiwa Ogoni 9 on Democracy Day. Finally, on the front page of the Business NG this morning, we have Tinubu dismisses one-party fears, honors democracy icons. All right, Victor.
Thank you, Henry. And from the Daily Trust comes this headline. PDP, ADC, SDP take on Tinubu on opposition comment. And above that story, it's a triple under the masthead. No democracy as long as Rivers is under emergency rule, and that's credited to Dixon. The story is on page 35. And on page 5, protests against hardship flops in states. Page 29 has the story, 8 family members die in Zaria auto crash. And going towards the bottom now, survivor narrates moment before crash that killed 240 on page 31. And June 12, governors seek commitment to democratic ideals. And finally, Tinubu honors Yaradua, Balarabe Musa, Kudirat Abiola, Shoyinka, others. That story is on page 6. Chukode.
Victor, let me quickly start by going international. The first one is that Israel struck Iran's nuclear sites this morning, really, and the world became that more dangerous. We pray that this does not get...
Not just nuclear sites, but military
the
interests.
headquarters
military
of the Revolutionary Guard was also struck. Actually, I hear that their commander was killed.
The commander killed,
and Iran
military leader
Iran
killed.
has said if Israel strikes its nuclear sites, it will go after American interests. America has been denying being involved in it at all. We don't know how they went about it, the Jewish state and all that. I just thought we should mention that quickly because it's going to affect many of us. Okay? The national honors, I like the headlines, but then I am a bit, squeamish. No, squeamish is not the word. I don't quite like the fact that they didn't mention that Nusai Gebo also got an order. Olatunji Dara, I think, as well. There's this practice of sweeping journalists in the background. Let them know that the Olatunji Daras of this world, the Nusai Gebos of this world, are major generals in journalism. If you don't call attention to yourself, nobody's going to. I'm not saying that talking about Shoyinka, Kudirat, and the rest of them isn't important.
I think one got,
but please let them just
an
mention one.
honor, but of course you also see it in the grades.
Yes. So now Nigerians would normally differ in terms of assessment of how we have fared 32 years on, not 32 years after, 32 years on. It depends on your shade from the sun or the quarters you're talking from. And many APC people will say, in the present, we are doing well. And those in the camp of the opposing side, opposing parties would say, yes, but, and all that. What we think is that modest gains are being made in this country. I think so. It's my opinion. We said 3 days ago that Nigeria is now exporting fuel to other countries. Dangote is getting crude from America to augment whatever he's getting from NNPCL. That puts us on the international trade map. It's a modest gain. But there are many other things we can do to register more presence for Africa's giant on the continent. How do we come together to make those things happen? Can we agree on certain things we should all agree on? Security, how are we handling it? Because people want to sing a new song 32 years on, you know.
And did you listen to the president yesterday? What's your assessment of his speech at the National Assembly or to the National Assembly joint session?
First of all, I liked the succinctness of it. It was quite clear. But more than anything else, you see, democracy's icons, emblems, symbols appeal to me more than any other thing. He took the speech to where? The National Assembly. That is where nearest direct representatives are. That is the bastion of democracy. It's the National Assembly. It's the legislature. That's the first, port of call when you're talking democracy. So I like the fact that it wasn't some, come to Aso Rock, bring your cameras, record me and all that. That meant a lot to me. It means that blood of democracy is flowing more and more in our vein. We're beginning to think like that.
And the legislators are pushing, via motion by the President of the Senate, are pushing for it to become an annual thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it was moved and passed by, in fact, there was no dissenting voice.
Yes.
It's a good one. I just that a lot of Nigerians were disappointed the fact that they didn't know that, that's where the president will be briefing Nigerians, in general. A lot of people, tuned in at 7. I got a lot of calls
that's what routine
here and there,
does to you.
So of course by next year, if it remains this way, a lot of Nigerians will be aware, and of course stay tuned to hear the president speak directly to them.
Yes.
Fantastic. You talked about blood. There's this story about emergency services at risk, about 80% blood shortage in hospitals. Not a good one at all. Looks like blood donation is no longer the thing for Nigerians, and you wonder why. So
and
many
that is
factors.
not good, and I'm one of the culprits. I've donated only twice in my life, one at Yarrows, UBTH and all that. Some of us had a lot of blood to donate. We don't just have the habit of looking at it. We have to change it. Some of us have blood to donate.
The last time I donated, before they could get done with me, my uncle had passed. Chukwudi Okorubaja, thank you very much. We'll see you on Monday.
Thank God you didn't pass too.
And Good Morning Nigeria continues after this break. Please stay with us.